Good morning, all. My name is Giovanni Caccamo. I'm a singer-songwriter in love with life and art. I believe in love as the only universal instrument for establishing a healthy and peaceful society, based on listening, understanding, and appreciation of uniqueness. I extend my warmest greetings to this chamber on my own behalf and on behalf of all the young people who, with their strong belief, have taken part in the Parola ai Giovani project. It is a competition of ideas launched at the beginning of the 2021 in response to the appeal of novelist Andrea Camilleri, who, recalling the extraordinary value of words, asked the new generations to create a new humanism. What would you change about the society you live in? How? What is your word for change? These are the questions posed to thousands of Italian students, to inmates and migrants to draw up the Change Manifesto, a book that brings together ideas, values, and real propositions that can help build a new future. Today, too many young people are crushed by a veil of impossibility and pessimism due to the incommunicability, the absence of solid job prospects, the health crisis, the wars in the face of which we feel helpless, and the violence that continues to be a predominant language in the alphabet of carelessness and indifference. I was impressed by how well-being, coveted by our grandparents and lived by our parents, today often turns into an inhibitor of dreams, into the paradoxical cause of a constant and corrosive unhappiness. I hoped that among the many texts received, I would find testimonies capable of revive any young person going through a period of disorientation. As you can see from these moving photos by Marco Anelli, 15 young people, on behalf of those who participated in the project, joined the Agora of Change, an extraordinary artistic performance inside the Stanza della Segnatura of Raffaello in the Vatican Museum under the School of Athens, famous painting in which the words and ideas of each one related to those of the others. The Change Manifesto stems from the awareness that in order to build an unfolding future, the new generations must dialogue with the masters. Sure that there is no future without roots, we created a new interaction between analog and digital, young and wise. Mrs. Loredana Menta, an expert in lithography, printed some of the young people's texts on sheets of cotton paper using the ancient technique invented by Gutenberg. Each of these sheets was given to a great contemporary master who drew inspiration from them for a pivotal work of art in generational exchange. Francesca Cataldi, Maurizio Cattelan, Mario Ceroli, Emilio Esgro, Mimmo Iodice, Giulia Napoleone, Mimmo Paladino, Michelangelo Pistoletto, Arnaldo Pomodoro, Fabrizio Plessi, Ferdinando Scianna, and Guido Strazza. The proceeds from the sale of the Change Manifesto and of these precious works that you can see around us will be donated to the Andrea Bocelli Foundation in support of educational projects for the training, guidance, and development of new generations, such as the ABF Global Lab and Global Lab Med. I profoundly moved to thank His Holiness Pope Francis for guiding us with these words in preface to this volume, launching us a new challenge: be people who change the way you change. I thank my maestro Franco Battiato for having taught me the prolific value of art in the service of godness and beauty. I thank Andrea Bocelli, Veronica, Laura, and the entire foundation who, with care and transparency, build new horizons in barren territories for new hope. I thank all the young people part of this wind of change who have shared their unique experience on the most pressing issue of our generation. I wish to mention, among others, Miss Mariangela De Luca, a young teacher and linguist who conveyed to us the value of protecting the words of the Italian language, Mr. Raymond Karam, a human rights activist born in Egypt and now Italian citizen, who taught us the meaning of sacrifice and welcome, Mr. Francesco Cicconetti, who lovingly told us about gender identity, Miss Silvia Parrino and her motherhood, Miss Rajab Zez and her innocence. Also my thanks to Mr. Matteo Trapasso, who with his micro bakery made us discover the way a dream can come true with simplicity and tenacity. Thank you, Andrea Caschetto, and your vision of family. Thanks to all the partners of this project, Vatican Museums and MAXXI Museum, and also Banca Ifis, Palsi Energy and Alessia Zanelli. Change must start with the awareness that our basic daily choices have the power to influence and change the course of history. For days I have felt disarmed, torn by the silence of war. But then, turning a glance to the sky, to nature, to creation, to a lonely passerby, I realized that my mission is to be a spokesperson for peace and harmony in my daily life, always finding the courage to look at the small lantern lit in the corner of the room, even when the pitch black frightens me. Believing in peace means learning to dissolve the conflict in our lives, learn to forgive and apologize by giving others new doses of love and kindness. Today, we would like to commend the Change Manifesto to all of you present here in this extraordinary place, a prime symbol of peaceful dialogue among nations, and a venue for international cooperation as a tangible contribution from young people to build a new future. We hope that this volume helps to discover our soul when fog and apathy seems to have taken possession of us, obscuring any possible vision, and manage to be a spark of change. It is only through dialogue, creativity, and knowledge of our past that we will be able to set in full sail towards new seas. When problems and negative thoughts take us away, we can choose to continue focusing on what we don't have or change our perspective and begin to aware of the light that surrounds us daily, but to which we give too little value. Every night, before we fall asleep, we have to find at least 15 small and big things that made our day special and for which we learn to say thank you. My word for change is gratitude. What is yours? Thank you a lot.